He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Stockton, California, presenting the Ultimate Fighter Season 5 winner, Nate Diaz!
If you are an MMA fan, or just a fight fan in general, Nate Diaz needs no introduction.
Can't help but be tough to be grown with Nick Diaz as your older brother.
Nate Diaz is as game as it gets, and he's very dangerous everywhere.
Diaz.
Win or lose, people tune in to watch Nate fight. And the question right now on everyone's mind, what's next for Nate Diaz?
There's also rumors that you might retire. Have you heard those?
No, but that sounds interesting. I might do that.
Go out on top.
Nate's widely regarded as one of the most entertaining fighters in UFC history, a reputation reinforced by his third-place ranking for all-time post-fight bonuses earned. He has earned Fight of the Night 8 times, Knockout of the Night once, Performance of the Night twice, and Submission of the Night on 5 separate occasions, this bringing his total to 16 post-fight bonuses. To fully grasp what lies ahead for Nate and the reasons behind it, it is essential to understand his background. Nate came up under his older brother Nick Diaz. He was the one who introduced Nate to fighting. He spent years in Nick's corner before ever competing himself.
It's Nick Diaz Army.
Nick Diaz played a major role in establishing the Diaz brothers brand and has left a lasting impact on the sport. Known for his fearless attitude and readiness to take on any opponent, he has built a legendary reputation.
First thing he does, he gets into the octagon. He looks over at Robbie, he goes, "Stockton, motherfucker! Stockton!" And he starts walking around, "Stockton, mother..." And Robbie's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
What does that even mean? Yeah, exactly.
And then the entire time the fight is going on, like, "What, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch? What you gonna do, bitch?" And then he'd hit him, "Oh, bitch, I just stung you, bitch." And he'd be popping him. And every time Robbie Waller didn't talk back to him, but you could clearly see he didn't anticipate that. But
His approach to fighting and unapologetic persona have made him a key figure in the sport's history.
What's up, Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
Nick Diaz, ladies and gentlemen, give it up!
On June 23, 2007, Nate Diaz would face and defeat Manvel Gambinurin, winning the Ultimate Fighter finale and earning a UFC contract. From this point, Nate would begin to cultivate his own reputation, going on a 5-fight win streak.
Now I got plenty more competitors to deal with. I take out
5-minute rounds. Triangle. He's got.
This 22-year-old is a right.
Only to be stopped in a close split decision against UFC legend Clay Guida. While Nate has seen his fair share of losses over the years, he has also had amazing wins over legitimate UFC lightweight contenders like Cowboy Cerrone, Jim Miller, and Michael Johnson. One of Nate Diaz's most notable victories came against Gray Maynard on November 30th, 2013.
Nate Diaz looking to finish his fight early. Oh, he's pounding. Diaz is all over him.
Diaz dominated the stand-up exchanges, overwhelming Maynard with a relentless flurry of punches. As Maynard struggled to stay on his feet, the referee intervened, stopping the fight just as he collapsed to the canvas.
Coming to talk to you after a most impressive victory. There is no doubt now the series with Gray Maynard belongs to one of Stockton's finest.
Win or lose, people wanted to see Nate Diaz fight. He was quickly becoming a fan favorite.
I don't think the UFC even knows how fucking huge Nate Diaz is. And Nick, his brother Nick.
Branding-wise, you're saying? And just
Everybody loves those guys. They're fucking characters.
On September 14th, 2015, the Nevada State Athletic Commission suspended Nate's older brother Nick for marijuana use after UFC 183.
I think what we're dealing with, though, when people are testing positive, like Nick Diaz's case, it's not psychoactive form. You're dealing with something that's like slowly leaving his system. It's essentially just a metabolite. And not only that, the metabolite he tested positive was not even a psychoactive metabolite. So there's no worry whatsoever that he was using it to cheat.
Nick would be forced to serve a 5-year suspension and pay a $165,000 fine.
The reason why I became a fighter, on top of, a handful of reasons, was so that I, don't have to break the law. They got me in here sweating bullets in a freaking courtroom, trying to rob me, robbing other fighters. Like, I became a fighter, so I don't gotta rob nobody. We got a whole system trying to hold me down.
Look, your legal team's going to challenge the ruling, obviously. If it does stand up, though, 5 years, you'd be 36 years old.
Yeah, I'm not going to be. I'm looking at doing this next year, if any.
I'm just upset I can't be there for my brother right now since he's going to be fighting soon. It's my bad he even got into this sport and he gets his face kicked in and they don't even pay him. I got us in this, and if I don't make any money, I don't have any way to get us out. So he felt responsibility for you. This is right before, I believe, you were going to fight Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Had you ever heard that before?
No, but I understand it, for sure.
Less than a year later, Nate would take a fight on 11 days' notice that would change the trajectory of his career altogether.
Fuck that! Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker! I'm gonna fight your fucking ass!
Before this point, Nate had plenty of career highlights and exciting fights. That's what got him in this position in the first place. But none of Nate's previous opponents had as many eyes watching as Conor McGregor did. He was a certified needle mover, and the pay-per-view did over 1 million buys.
How's it feel to be a millionaire now? It's nice, right? It's nice, right? Let's be honest, come on. It's nice, right? It feels good.
At the time, Conor was the 145-pound champion and was set to face Rafael dos Anjos at 155 pounds. But RDA would have to pull out only 11 days before the fight due to a foot injury. This would create the perfect opportunity for Nate to step up for the company and save the show.
So, Nate, congratulations. You're rich now.
Congratulations to you, motherfucker, on the show.
Nate, do you have a particular strategy in going against Conor?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kill or be killed. That's what I'm coming with.
Nate beat Conor in the second round via submission, despite being considered a plus 220 underdog by the gambling world. Nate would go on to fight Conor again the same year and lose in a very close 5-round decision. Nate would earn around $2.8 million in the first fight and $4.3 million in the second.
So, Nate, congratulations. You're rich now.
While Conor was paid roughly $5.5 million both times. The trilogy remains incomplete, with fans still eagerly waiting for its final installment.
You still want that trilogy with Conor?
I already won twice, so I ain't worried about it.
Nate would go on a hiatus from fighting for 3 years.
The reason I was off is because everybody sucked.
Returning in August of 2019 to fight Anthony Pettis at welterweight. This fight would go over relatively easy for Nate, winning in a unanimous decision.
11 losses. He's down at 1.5 pounds. Fighting!
Kick he landed, that was from...
Nice knee right up the gut. Told us on Thursday, though, he wasn't going to defend takedowns. He welcomed this fight.
To get that takedown and secure the takedown afterwards in control.
Gigantic.
It was after this fight he would call out another very popular fighter at the time, Jorge Masvidal.
Jorge Masvidal had a good last fight. Good last fight. All respect to the man, but there ain't no gangsters in this game anymore. There ain't nobody who does it right but me and him. So I know my man's a gangster, but he ain't no West Coast gangster. You know what I'm saying?
This is a fight everyone wanted. Two fan favorites known for being fearless brawlers. The build up to this fight would give birth to a new championship belt, the BMF title.
You ready?
It's dark and ominous. It's got like the Raiders feel to it. It's tough. It's heavy as hell. And on the back, this belt is one of one.
The BMF belt may be entertaining, but it isn't an official UFC title. It's more of a novelty, born from a fan-driven idea rather than a legitimate championship.
Yeah.
This is not something traditionally you do. It's
Right.
great.
Well, we traditionally wouldn't headline a card with a main event that wasn't a title fight either, you know?
With UFC 244 missing its headliner, matchmakers turned to the Diaz vs. Masvidal bout to generate buzz. By creating the belt, they successfully fueled hype, and the resulting pay-per-view numbers exceeded expectations.
BMF in the game, and, you know, I told my guys, listen, I know this is crazy, but just throwing this out there, what do you think? And they loved it, and so did everybody else, so it worked out perfect.
George Masvidal controlled the fight from the first moments of the bout. He landed harder strikes, which opened up a nasty cut above Nate's eyes. The fight doctor called a stop to the fight in the third round, making George the first ever BMF champion.
Referee Dan Murgliata has declared the winner by TKO, and now the winner of the BMF belt, Jorge Gabriel Masvidal.
2 rounds still remained when the doctor stopped the fight in the third. Many fans felt they were deprived of seeing Nate Diaz's signature late round endurance in action, leaving the outcome feeling unfinished. Nate's next fight was against Leon Edwards, who was ranked as the world's 3rd best welterweight at the time. The fight would be the first ever non-championship 5-round fight. Edwards would dominate a majority of the fight. The story of the night was Edwards' precision striking and all-around control of the fight. However, the most exciting moment of the fight came when Nate rocked Leon with a straight left hand that wobbled him, giving Nate what seemed like an opportunity to finish the fight. Leon held on for the final minute and claimed victory over Nate, sealing his path to the 170-pound title shot. Nate's final fight of his UFC contract was set to be against the UFC's 170-pound boogeyman at the time, Khamzat Chimaev. However, Khamzat weighed in at 178.5 pounds, missing the welterweight limit by 7.5 pounds. Tony Ferguson, a true legend of the UFC, stepped in to rescue the event and ensure Nate Diaz's final fight under his UFC contract took place. Nate closed out the fight with a 4th-round submission, finishing his UFC career with a main event victory in Las Vegas.
Edwards putting it. Left-hand connection for Diaz, lands again. Caused a joke. He's got a deep. He's got a deep. That's it. Wow. Diaz submits Tony Ferguson.
Wow. The first time he shot, Nate jumped to that guillotine, pushed it up high so Tony can find his arm.
First finish for Nate Diaz since he submitted Conor McGregor at UFC.
Declaring the winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Nate Diaz!
On August 5th, 2023, Nate Diaz made his professional boxing debut, taking on Jake Paul, a famous YouTuber who had successfully transitioned into the world of boxing. The fight would go all 10 rounds and Jake Paul would be declared the winner by unanimous decision. While Nate was paid $500,000 to fight, it was rumored he made around $19.5 million off the event as he was a co-promoter. The boxing match was a 50-50 collaboration between Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions and Nate Diaz's Real Fight Incorporated. On July 6, 2024, Nate continued his professional boxing career by taking on his former UFC opponent, George Masvidal. This would be Nate's chance to avenge his loss in their initial fight in the UFC. The fight went all 10 rounds, and Nate was declared the winner by majority decision.
But the winner from Stockton, California, Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz turns 40 this year. But with his never retire, fight forever mentality, it's almost certain he'll step into the ring again. The real question is where and under what rules. Will he make his UFC return to finally settle the trilogy with Conor McGregor? Or will he stay in the lucrative world of professional boxing? Regardless, it's safe to say the fight fans are here for it.
Like, there isn't a point where you see that you're going to stop. Like, this is who you are, right?
Yeah, I'll fight forever.
What do you mean forever? In your 50s?
Forever. I'm never going to retire, that's for sure.